Hello and welcome to rounds 12 and 13 of FreshSimRacing's British GT3 Championship here at Brands Hatch. Another wet one today by the looks of things. We'll be sliding and slipping around here in Kent this afternoon. Weather conditions been a bit tricky over the week for these drivers, trying to get their practice, get their cars set up, ready for tonight's event. And as you can see, we've got a wet track, or a damp track should I say, so even trickier for the drivers. More pressure on tyre choice, tyre pressures, things like that. If you cast your eyes to the top of the screen there, you can see very top right hand side all the information about the track, the temperature, wind direction and weather. So we've got some change. It looks like rain all the way through as this free practice session just comes to finish, but we shall see what we have in store for these drivers as qualifying gets underway in the next 3 minutes. While we're waiting for the qualifying session to start, I will bring you up to speed with all the ins and outs of the drivers, where we're at. As I should have said, this is the final round of this current season, so it's all on the line tonight. I know we've got a few absent drivers, and we've got one walking wounded tonight on the grid. I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, bear with me while I just get up the information and we'll have a little rundown of what we have going on for you this evening. So we just seen there FreshSimRacing pull up and back to the pits, still in the lead of the championship. He's clear 48 points at the moment, so really it is all to lose for FreshSimRacing. Maximum points all tonight. It's a double header, so 2 30-minute races. So we're looking at maximum potential points of 52 points. That includes 2 chances at fastest lap over the 2 30-minute races. So yeah, 52 points available for the best man if they can manage to get the double header and both fastest laps. FreshSimRacing, as we were just talking about him, he's been on dominant form the last couple of events. We've had, I think he's got the hat trick. He had both wins last week at Donington Park, and he won our 2.2 hour endurance race at Silverstone 2 weeks before. So really on form at this late stage in the championship, and he'll be looking to maximise his points here this evening to ensure he's clear of the Drivers' Championship. Following, yeah, like I said, 48 points behind him is our walking wounded man, Wayne. Bit under the weather today on the track and in real life. He's been feeling a bit poorly over the last couple of days. Said he's going to come back and try and do the best he can tonight for us, considering he's hanging on to that second spot in the championship against his teammate Kingy in the other King Honey Motorsport Porsche. So he'll be wanting to make sure he's holding on to that second place, as there's only 10 points, 11 points between the two drivers. So I think the championship battle for second will be more hotly contested than for first. If Vesser keeps his nose clean, I think, like I say, it's pretty much his to lose. The only way he could actually lose the championship, I believe, is if he didn't compete tonight, and then that would leave that 50 points difference between Wayne and Kingy. So yeah, if Essa blows up or something, or horrible things happen, which fingers crossed they don't, that's the only way he's going to lose this championship. So I think he's pretty much in the bag. So that's your top 3. That's FreshSimRacing, Wayne and Kingy rounding out the top 3. 4th place is 70 points behind, and how many is that? 21? Yeah, 21 points behind Kingy is Ice Dude in the black and green Boom Shakalaka car. Just waiting for can we get the cameras back? Here we go. I'm just going around there, just in front of Essa there, having a little bit of a moment on the wet. Conditions are now actually wet, not damp anymore, so conditions on track have changed since the practice session. So drivers will be constantly adjusting and finding their feet on the slippy surface. Let's get us back to a better viewpoint. There we go. So, yeah, as I was saying, Ice Dude there, Boom Shakalaka Motorsport in the black and green Porsche in 4th in the Drivers' Championship. Then you have Furry Fish in 5th. Nathbit, unfortunately, is working tonight. He's had to be working in the real world, unfortunately, so he will be out of this race. Let me see where he's at. So we'll have to wait to find out where he ends up by the end of this session. I don't have live timings or points available because I cannot do quick maths. But yeah, Nath may just hold on to his 6th place, depending on GTM Coupe's performance tonight, because he is, if I can see past the number, I'm cracking my phone. Yeah, you've got GTM Coupe behind on 103 points to Nath's 92 points deficit to Essa. So yeah, if that made any sense. Next up, you've got Hayes Hunter in the Stoked Racing Ferrari with 128 points, and in 9th place is Steve Hull in the McLaren, representing himself. I think that's everybody. Oh, Gizmo. Where is Gizmo on the leaderboard at the moment? Down there in 13th. Did a practice session with Gizmo, and he is wicked quick around here in the dry, so he's one to watch for a potential podium tonight. The King Honey Motorsport Porsches don't seem to be quite on the pace yet in the wet, but like I say, the conditions over the week during practice sessions have been wildly different from session to session, anywhere from greasy to damp to wet to completely dry. So there's all to be had or lost tonight, I think, here at Brands Hatch. Obviously one of the more challenging circuits, one of the more legendary circuits in British motorsport. Many great names lending their names to corners around this circuit, and probably one of my favourite places. I think, where are we at now? He's just going through Westfield down into Dingley Dale and up to Sheen. So yeah, as Essa slings it off, let's have a little look, see what's going on with the timings here. Furry Fish just pipped into pole position there with a 131.8. Let me see, let's get some better times up. And you got 2nd place is Essa Racing in the big Bentley there with a 132.5. Jinx next in the next Bentley with the 132.9. There's GTM Coupe, Ice Dude and Steve Hull giving us the last of our timings. Moment, a 6-second swing between pole and 6th place. We're just getting about halfway-ish through this quali session now, so still a bit of time left to be had. Let me jump back. Yeah. So yeah, pole man at the moment for the piston broke McLarens is Furry Fish in the 778 car there. Seems to be enjoying these wet conditions. See, as he gets a bit wobbly coming through Sheen into Sterling's now. Tricky camber on that corner as it straightens up on exit. It can leave the car rotating if you're not paying attention. Into clearways and into Clark Curve now. Brands Hatch is a brave circuit. You have to be on the ball for the whole lap. There's no resting. There's no, oh, I'll just do something else and have a quick look at this. You've got to be in the right place on the circuit, and yet still it encourages racing. You can still attack on the entry to these corners. It's my favourite. It's got to be one of my favourites at least, if not my favourite track of all. And especially in real life, go to spectate at Brands Hatch is a proper treat. It's one of those great places you can see nearly everything if you pick the right spot. So if you haven't been to Brands Hatch, I do wholeheartedly recommend a visit, and just to go and watch some racing there is some absolute treat. Even if it is wet, even if it is raining like this, it's all the more drama can happen. So, yeah, not sure if I'm going to be joined tonight by Inter All Sorts. We had him in for race 2 last week. Whether he'll show his face again, we shall see. See if he turns up. We're already getting into it now with this quali though. We've got just over 6 minutes left to go, and we will be having a short break then, 3-minute break, and then into race 1. Very Fish doesn't improve at all there. GTM Coupe has snuck his way into second there, 900ths behind his teammate. So these two green McLarens of the piston broke team found their feet in the wet. These McLarens look quick on the soggy track. FreshSimRacing been demoted down now to 3rd. Gizmo's having a little break out of it. He's in 4th now. Jinx in 5th there. Let's see, where's Kingy on track? What are you doing, Kingy? You got any more in the bag? So he comes now down into Dingley Dell. I was saying, all these great names, corners around here, you got, and all the great drivers that lent to the names. Graham Hill, he's got John Surtees, Barry Sheen, Jim Clark, Jack Brabham, and one we don't use is Bruce McLaren as well there on the Indy circuit. But sort of forget that all these great people, all these amazing drivers have been to these circuits in Britain. I sort of seem to forget as well. My eldest son never realised that Formula 1 used to come here, and Senna's been here and all this sort of stuff, and we've been there and could well have walked on the same pieces of grass. And it really makes you wonder, makes you think, and makes you appreciate all this talent that's been around these places, and obviously not just here at Brands, but everywhere. All these great racetracks, heroes of childhoods that have been to these places that we can go and pay a very, very small amount of money for a really good day out. So sound like I'm advertising motor racing, but really going to a motor race in real life is it's an experience. It's not just cars going round and round, it's the whole thing, the sounds, the smells, the everything. And I think that's why we're all here now tonight, all these FreshSim boys going round in that spirit, the spirit of motorsport, the spirit of competition and speed. Talking of speed, this man Kingy, super fast. We've been struggling with this Porsche in the wet. I go back, I think we had a wet race at Donington at the start of the season. Unfortunately I was unable to do any commentary before, but I remember talk of a setup being wrong and not working in the wet, or a dry setup with wet tyres on doesn't work. So like I say, these guys been working hard on their chins, but will it all be for naught in the end of it when the weather changes? We shall see. FreshSimRacing's squeezed up into second there, just knocking Ferry Fish out. Looks like another chunk of time has come out of the timings there. You got GTM Coupe on pole, Essa in second, and Ferry Fish in third now. So Jinx still holding that 4th place. Kingy, let's see about, come on brain, can't figure it out, 6/10 off Jinx's time there. So not sure if these Porsches have quite got the pace here in the wet. Could be an understeer thing. I know that they suffer with understeer, or if you haven't got the car quite balanced well, you can suffer from understeer. I've always found with Porsche cars on these on sims that I've played, you have to drive them on the back end. They want to be rotating almost before you get to the apex, and then shoot them off out the other side. So there we go, Kingy's up into 4th, the Pips jinxed by a 10th ish. So yeah, no, Porsche can be a handful if you're not on the ball. All these guys are on the ball though. So as we see, as the rain looks like it's getting a little heavier, the track temperature is cold. It's only 10 degrees on track. Oh, there's a slip on the grass and he has a nosh on the barriers there. So I think that'll be Kingy's quali session finished with. So he retires to the pits. Who else is going around? Wayne. A little bit off the pace he had the other day in practice when I was bopping around with these boys. Had a golden strategy and a golden setup for the two King Honey Motorsport Porsches, but like I say earlier, unfortunately Wayne not on 100% tonight, but I know we'll give it 100% effort because he's here now, he's racing with us, looking to hold on to that 2nd place, and I think as long as he finishes ahead of Kingy, that'll be it. He'll be in enough he's got enough of a buffer, 11-point buffer to Kingy, so he'll be able to keep hold of that 2nd place as long as he finishes ahead of his teammate. So things could get frosty in the Porsche garage tonight after these races, but we shall see. So qualifying just finished. Who's next to come across the line is is that Steve's car? 666, where's he at now? That's Graham Hill Bend. So it'd be Gizmo in the 720. Nope. One of them. Is it Johnny? It is 6-gun Johnny. From all the way across the pond, San Antonio, Texas, it's 6-gun Johnny. Wonder how hot it is over there at the moment. Probably flooded or a thunderstorm or riots or something. So, not sure if Johnny's racing tonight or if he'll have his stream on. Phoenix Motorsport Racing Simulations. It's always a good stream. Makes me giggle, just Johnny. He's going to set a time of what did Johnny get there? Let's have a look. 140, 139, 140 point something, 140.02. So Johnny's going round for the sake of going round. We've got, who else we got finished up? Steve Hull finishes up in 9th, and Hayes Hunter no lap set. I think he's just, I can't change cars now, so we're going to look at Johnny have a mild kind of seizure. There we go, he's back on the road. So I don't think Hayes Hunter managed to get a lap in there. Can't hear any other cars on track. We'll see if he pops the time in, because we're stuck on these cameras now. Are they all in the pits? I don't see a Ferrari in the garage, so he's still doing the last little bit of his run. We'll see what time he comes through at. But that's the racing there, you see. P1 in the end of it. GTM Coupe P2, and Gizmo squeezed his way up into P3. Very Fish P4, Jinxie, Kingy P5, Jinxie P6, 7 is Wayne, 8th is Ice Dude, 9th Steve Hull, and not sure if this man we're looking at now, Johnny, is running or not, but he's sitting there in P10. So, final round, FreshSimRacing British GT3 predictions. Well, I can't see Essa losing out. He won't lose you know, even if he came ninth, he won't lose enough points to spoil his championship hopes. However, I think the battle's coming down to Kingy and Wayne of the two King Honey Motorsport Porsches. Like I said, 11 points between the two drivers. Can Wayne do enough to keep Kingy from having his second place spot? Currently sitting right behind him. Let me think. It's outside of the grid, I think. P1 is outside. Could be wrong. We'll see. But obviously, rolling start here with the GT3, so there'll be a line astern coming across the start-finish line. Could see some action down into the first corner. I think the rain stopped. Can't see any rain on screen now, so we may have a dry circuit. All the drivers will be furiously tinkering, getting the spanners out, having a quick change before they start this race. So 4 minutes to go. I'm going to toddle off for a minute. I will join you back when these guys get back on their formation lap. Right, we are back in action. So, drivers making their way around on the formation lap to start round 12, British GT Championship here at FreshSimRacing. See Essa in prime position there, top spot on the grid. Make sure he maximises his points, show his domination over this championship this second season on ACC here at FreshSimRacing. The car's weaving and ducking and get some heat into the tyres. We've actually lost a driver since the start of quali. Hayes Hunter, unfortunately, IRL emergency, so he's unable to compete. I'm hoping he might be able to get back on later if it's fingers crossed it's nothing too serious. So I hope it was good for you, Hayes, and can join us back next season. With all the fast lads we can get to put our boys on their toes, keep them honest. So towards the end of this formation lap now, focus will be gained. People will be taking their final breaths before the plunge. As you can see, a lot drier now come race time, so could see some issues with adapting to the new conditions. I know all these guys have had a good bit of practice this week. Maybe not Steve Hull so much. He's I think he finds it hard to make time to get on. Obviously we can't all get on all the time, but I'll be able to get this underway as they're just come through Clark Curve onto the Brabham Straight now, as we're looking to get this race going. I should be able to quickly change. I'll get through Paddock Hill first, then we're green. Gizmo looking like a little dive up the inside there. Let's have a look here. Essa makes it through clear. He does. Gizmo's made it up into second. GTM Coupe in third. Ferry Fish drops down to fourth. Kingy up into fifth, I think, or down into fifth rather. See Jinx passes Wayne. So Wayne not able to capitalise on the start as a 19 car. Yeah, that's Kingy. It's the order just reorganises itself here. There we go. Jinx gets a little bit wonky on the bumps out of Surtees there. It's very bumpy at the top of the hill. As she comes back up, Essa already put a second in between himself and Gizmo. So Gizmo runs a bit wide onto the grass, closely followed by GTM Coupe. Again, closely followed by Furry Fish, the teammates. Not giving each other any quarter here as Kingy flies down through Dingley Dale and up into Sheen, looking to gain. Jinx made a bit more time back already. And there's Wayne chasing up 7. Nice dude. Looks like a few scratches on his car, maybe suffered a bit at the start, didn't qualify too well. You see Steve Hull's managed to get in front. 6 gun Johnny still going round in 10th place. So, no big dramas. Cone shooting across the track there. Bollard. GTM Coupe with a little challenge up to Gizmo here. Too close together, and again Kingy and there's still a group here, 4 cars running quite close together. These cameras are a little close. What I shall do, that's not right, let's chuck them on here for a minute while these guys are having a bit of a battle. GTM Coupe drops a little bit off the back of Gizmo. Kingy and Jinx closer together here. Jinx with a bit of a toe up. The size of that Bentley. So he has a little lunge under the brakes there. I think he caught himself off guard, really putting the pressure on Kingy. Not been able to find his way through. This is allowing Wayne to gain a little. Jinx is driving a bit messy here. Just need to rein it in a little bit. There's plenty of time left. We've got 27 minutes. These top 4 or 5 cars now spread out, second between them. That's already he's lost a little bit of time there, so not extending too far away. I think he threw it into paddock a little bit hard there. He's lost a bit of momentum because Gizmo's caught right back up onto him again. But these McLaren's going well here at Brands Hatch. You see him drop into Graham Hill Bend. But that Bentley's got that power to pull away. It does. And pop back here. Jinx, Wayne and Kingy still running close. It seems the Porsche's a little more tentative on the brakes. Jinx really anchors it up. Whether that's driving style or the style of the car. I think so. We've got a little race back here. Ice Dude and Steve Hull going at it as well. So Ice is starting to gain there through Hawthorns. Is Hawthorns? Yeah. Really gaining through Westfield, and they drop down the hill in Dingley Dell. He's taking a little chomp each time. Just trying to keep an eye on these because Jinx and Wayne's dropped a little bit off the back of Jinx there. And Jinx is still hounding Kingy for this 5th. I think Ice is going for the move right. Yeah, he is around Clark on the outside, out of Clearways and Clark onto the Brabham Straight. Jinx has, Ice Dude has made it through. Standard good stuff. Back up to Kingy. Jinx dropped a little way off the back of him again, so it's a bit of give me. Oh, I'll give you a bit, you can give it back because some gaps starting to open up. So that, I think, was the races. We've got Kingy now extended away from Jinx. He's over a second and a half. And Wayne's dropped a second back, so it's all settled for a moment. Race leader, FreshSimRacing 1.5 seconds ahead of Gizmo in McLaren. Our championship leader trying to run away with it and stamp his mark on this this championship. It was a little close there in the middle, I think, for a week or two. It could have been anyone's, but these last few performances from FreshSimRacing really put him up there. 49 points ahead in the championship is at this point. I think he's done enough. But Gizmo ain't gonna let him take it easily. Still all points. He's what did we say? I think he's 5th or 6th. Might be a bit lower in the championship, but makes no odds to him. He wants that win. He's going to take it if he can, and he's hanging on to the back of Essa there. So we'll keep an eye on him. GTM Coupe, seen in the back of the picture there. He's held on to that 3rd place quite nicely. He's made a gap from his teammate Furry Fish there. He's nearly 2 seconds ahead now. You see them all coming through the picture, so you know, 2 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, and certainly doesn't look like a lot on screen, really. But and it isn't a lot if you put a wheel on the grass. So all these little slips and momentary lapses cost you big time on this sim. Consistency is key, definitely. As everybody filters now through Clark Curve. Maintaining these gaps. Wayne has gained a bit on Jinx in that last intermediate. He's held that as well as we go into the start of lap 5 for Wayne. like I said, he'll be wanting to be in front of his teammate Kingy in the number 19 King Honey Motorsport Porsche, but right now circulating in 7th. And yeah, like I said, not on top form today, bless him, is Arwayne, so really appreciate him fighting illness and giving it a good bash around. Just not being able to quite catch up to Jinx enough to make anything at the moment. But I think we could see a race developing in the next 5 minutes or so between these 4 cars, because Kingy's starting to push up towards Furry Fish, chipping away each lap, and I can see a cork in the bottle situation possibly happening. Furry Fish is on point of his defence, so he won't let Kingy past at all. Kingy will have to fight for it, and all the while Jinx and Wayne will be catching up, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Still 1.5 second difference at the front for P1, and then that 3 second gap back to GTM Coupe remains. He's extended away from Furry Fish. I think Furry Fish is just a little bit off the pace at the moment. I think he lost a little bit of time on the start of the lap there. He's dropped down to 2.5 seconds, and Kingy is definitely looking closer. It's the same gap between these these 3 cars. And we've got Steve Hull going around in 9th. 6 Gun Johnny's still going around in P10. The leaders will be coming around to catch him up in a minute. So he's got his eyes open, sees the blue flags being waved soon, and he'll move out of the way nicely for the leaders. Gizmo's gained 4/10 in the last in sector 3, and he's pulled away from GTM Coupe, so I think Gizmo is going around a bit faster than Essa at the moment. Where are we at track temperature and conditions? So it's dry now. It says in 10 minutes it might start raining, so we could see some pit stops thrown in for good measure. Track temperature currently 20 degrees, ambient temperature 14 degrees, so it's a bit chilly out there. It's not hot. You see the blue flags there for 6 Gun as he gets really sideways through Westfield, pulls out the way, lets these guys through, but now Gizmo right on the back of Essa Racing. So jump on board with Essa, because I found something new we can do. Do this and get a good look back. You can see a bit more of the speed and the cambers around the circuit from this camera. But Essa's managed to just creep a little bit back away there. Yeah, McLaren's so good mid-corner. Just allows it to get a good run out as he Gizmo now hard on the brakes into Druids. Right on the back bumper of the Bentley. And down into Graham Hill, and yeah, Essa not been able to run away with this one. Gizmo's super quick. I was in a practice session on Tuesday. I think he got down to a 1:24. You can see Essa Racing's best lap there, top left hand corner, is 1:25.4, so I know Gizmo is as fast, but Essa is super consistent. So yeah, top stuff here at the moment. That little race for 4th place still building up. Wayne's just dropped a little way off the back there, but yeah, just looking at the way the McLaren drops away in the last part of the lap, and then it's through these two corners. So you've got Clark Curve there, coming out clearways onto the Brabham Straight, and he really seems to be able to send it into Paddock Hill. Look at how he gains there on the brake, holds that mid-corner speed, but Essa with a good start to the lap there. There's Gizmo again on the brakes into Druids. It seems that the lighter car is a bit better on the brakes up and down the hills. He runs a little wide out into Graham Hill. You can see how the tolerances between getting your line right and getting your line wrong can make all the difference. I mean, a little slip on Graham Hill and a little wobble on the way through Surtees, and Gizmo's back nearly a second now. Yeah. Cool as a cucumber, FreshSimRacing going around in first there. What we got? Who's going anywhere else? I don't think we've got a closer race at the moment on track. Jinxie, the other part of the Kerno Motorsport team, the other Bentley, still keeping Kingy honest, or at least glancing in his mirrors to see where he's at. No moves being made yet, no massive gains. So yeah, just coming up to the halfway point. And your race leader, like I said, FreshSimRacing. Second place Gizmo, third GTM Coupe, fourth Fairyfish, fifth Kingy, sixth Jinx. Was that a spot of rain? It is. Rain is on the way, so ooh. Now chaps, have you plan this into your strategies? Or is this going to be the big game changer? Is that we're going to start panicking? Who's going to pit first? Are they going to pit? Oh, could get tricky. Gizmo now 6/10 off the back of Essa. Sector 2 coming into the start of Sector 3. He's right on the back through Westfield. That's not Westfield, sorry. That's Westfield. Now, if you take your eyes again to the top of the screen, right hand side, you have the track information. Where it says track, right now the track says optimum. So, I believe that means it's optimum conditions for the tyres the cars have been set on. However, it's raining, so that will change. That should go to greasy or damp. I think it's damp, greasy, or greasy then damp. May even just go to green as the rubber washes away in the rain, but it's not heavy rain, it's just rain. So the other little bar there with the clouds and the weather symbols, you have the current time, so it's raining now, then you have 10-minute and 30-minute interval. The little plus, I think, indicates more rain. So there's going to be more rain in 10 minutes, and then more rain again in 30 minutes. But so 10 minutes we need to worry about, because 13 minutes of this race left, and Gizmo is really pushing hard now. Come back into Dingley Dell again, and he's maintaining this sort of half a second to 2/10 gap off of the back of Essa. Hoping, praying, waiting for him to make a slip, but I think he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way and actually get past him. As this is getting a bit hotter at the back here, we've got Fairyfish, Kingy, Jinx. Coming through Clark, still close. Jinx still holding on to the back. Wayne's dropped a little bit off the back now. Not able to push that second Porsche forward and get past Jinx. Well, ultimately, King Honey Motorsport Porsche will have the Constructors' Championship. I think they would have tied that up by the end of this race, actually, to be fair. Don't guarantee that on my maths. I'm looking back. Gizmo's had a bit of a slip. He's lost some time to Essa again. Track's not cooling down. It's changed from optimum to fast, so a little bit of grip loss potentially for these guys. It's less than a second now between Kingy and Fairy Fish. Jinx is right up behind again. Half a second. So we've got Steve Hull pulling into the pit. I think he's gone for a tyre change. Trying to get the jump on everyone. I'm not sure if it'd be worth it yet. I know you can run around until it's damp, I think, with the wets on. Maybe some other issues. Find out in a minute if he comes back out. Jinx now on the back of Kingy down through Paddock Hill up towards Druids. The big stopper. A little bit of a twitch on exit and a run down into Graham Hill. As he touches the curb on the exit of Graham Hill, and it launches him towards the opposite side of the track. Manages to keep it together. That thing's a tank, so I don't think it would have had much damage, but damaged the time difference to Kingy, so he'll be effing and jeffing in the cockpit of that Bentley, and that's given Kingy a bit of breathing room to go and chase after Fairy Fish, and maybe given Wayne a little bit of a kick up the bum to see if he can get past Jinx now. Just a little bit of spurring them on. Oh, there's still an opportunity. Let's try. Gizmo in second, chipping back away at Essa again. Don't see any spray off these cars yet, so rain not affecting anything too drastically at the moment. We've got Gizmo's making gains. He runs a little wide on the exit of Graham Hill into 30s. Watch the car bounce. You won't be able to see it. You see it back. See how the bouncing over the top of 30s. There's a really good couple of bumps on the right hand side as you make your exit, which can upset the car. So track is getting slippier. It's gone down to, the track is green now, so any rubber the cars have put down is essentially not there anymore. We might see these Porsches start to flap a little bit in these conditions. I think my child is just about to have a meltdown, so bear with me. Excuse me. I forgot to pre-warn about the Tourette's and random shouting that could happen. Shouldn't, but could. So, we've got Gizmo now, 5/10 off the back of Essa Racing. They're pushing hard into Druids again. But still no challenge being made. He's going to have to really force the issue to get past Essa, and maybe even be a bit rude without being naughty. Obviously, stewards are watching, but it's getting to that point. apologies for the breaking the stream there. Sorry, back onto it. Not Jinx, sorry. FreshSimRacing holding on to that P1 from Gizmo. Not much else happening. These guys are actually finding more time in between each other. Gaps are forming as Wayne's got up past Jinx, so I missed a little bit there. Just dealing with the little one, and so Wayne up into 6th, minimising that difference between him and Kingy, as the track is still saying green at the moment. But I know these guys will be having some issues. A few slips, a few little trips here and there. Not too much of Ice Dude this race. He's going around really well. Although he's not a fan of the wet, so he'll be saying some Belgian expletives, I should imagine. Is it Flemish or Dutch? I don't know. I only know one Dutch word, banden. Apparently that means tyres. So he'll tell me if I said that wrong. But yeah. Not having the best day of it, but going around, getting those points. Good job, Gizmo and SS coming up to start lap 17. Gap keeps growing and closing and growing and closing. Little bits of twitching, you know, like it's going to lose a couple of tenths, and then because you get excited you lose your own couple of tenths because you've made your own little mistake. It can be so frustrating hunting somebody down for this many laps. But the independent driver Gizmo is doing everything he can to get past, well, not past him, but get onto the back to make an opportunity. As they're just too smooth at the moment. Another little race building up. Jinx has managed to catch up with Wayne. I think Wayne may have had an issue. So he's dropped a bit more time off of Kingy. He was 2 seconds behind a minute ago. Now he's nearly 4. So track is now greasy, deteriorating all the time. You can see the Bentley moving all over the shop. Really becomes a question of bravery, is how much you're going to lean on the car through those big corners. Gizmo's coming for an attack at Druids. It's as close as he's been for a couple of laps. So at this point I'd say the McLaren has the faster pace over a lap. Whether he can maintain that pace and do something with it. Jinx and Wayne having a fight into Druids as well. Druids is where it's happening. The other half of Kano Motorsport looking to steal 6th off of his number 5 car of Wayne there. Jump back up the front. Gizmo got anything this lap? Really up on the back as we come into Sheen. Get that nose tucked in early. It's just the power of that Bentley. I think every time he gets onto a straight, it's just enough. It's just enough to keep him ahead. Inside onto the Brabham straight. Is he going to put a dive down onto Paddock Hill? No, he stays wide, looking to make the better line as S has compromised his. Again, he's going to stay out wide. S is slightly compromising entry to block the corner, but good bit of defensive driving there. Gizmo's got nowhere to go. Very close through Graham Hill. Like I say, every time Gizmo's there to make a move, the Bentley just powers away with the big V8. Up into 30s, the weight of that Bentley, I think, pushes those bumps back into the tarmac. As the McLaren skips about over the top, so he loses a bit through there and then gains it here through Hawthorns. Nothing this lap. I don't want to miss an overtake. I keep missing the important overtakes when I jump back. And Gizmo, a little bit too much rotation coming out of Sheen. A tricky corner. I think he caught a bit of curb. But Essa didn't make too much. I mean, did Essa slip off a little bit as well? He wouldn't have slowed down, so mistakes still being made. Jinx now still about 7 tenths off the back of Wayne, so it's not made too much. He's on the last lap now, 20 laps down. Essa's into Druids. Gizmo nearly 2 seconds off the back. This now your closest fight on track. I think you've got about a second between these two now to come across the line. As there's a yellow flag in... Who was that? Is that Johnny? No. That was never Essa. No, it wasn't. Somebody went off there. Kingy? I think that it was. I think Kingy went off at paddock. So that would have put Wayne up into... Yes, we've got Essa, Gizmo. Yes, Kingy's down into 7th. That's Wayne and Jinx gone past him. So finally the wet track getting the better of the Porsche there. Gonna jump on here. Race leader Essa Racing is coming up to complete this first race here at Brands Hatch. Coming through the Clark Curve onto the Bradman Straight for the final time. It's Essa Racing, the first race win. Gizmo, hard fought battle, P2. Good bit of racing there. Nothing could be done, but kept Essa on his toes for the whole race. And then we've got GTM Coupe, solid run, P3 for him. He'll be pleased with that. And his teammate Ferry Fish in P4. Good effort for Piston Broke McLaren there. It's very good little run. Wayne managing to steer it back into 5th again. Sitting there sniping them off quietly like he did last week. So he'll be pleased with that. Get those endorphins going, Wayne, you'll feel better. Jinxie running around for a good bit there, had a little slip, fought his way back up, ultimately managed to get past Kingy, but in a roundabout kind of way. Commiserations to Kingy. There's a little slip there, I think, in Paddock Hill. Not exactly sure what happened. We'll catch up with him after race 2, but yeah, commiserations to Kingy, who's going around, looked like a 4th place there for a little while. And then rounding out the grid is Ice Dude P8, Steve Hull P9, and 6 Gun Johnny retired to the pits. So yeah, exciting stuff. It's race 1 over. We'll be going into a qualifying session in about 5 minutes. I'll leave you on board here with Wayne for the moment. Oh, sorry, Kingy rather. I just have some things I need to attend to, and I will be back with you in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to Q2 of the FreshSimRacing British GT Championship here at Brands Hatch. As you can see, it's still raining, so greasy conditions out there. I'm just staying on this camera so you can hear some of the cars come past on the Brabham Straight here. Hoping Johnny stays in the pits while we sit and just wait. So that was a Porsche. Yeah, interesting race one. Essa still manages fourth consecutive win for Essa Racing actually. So man on fire as Ice Dude goes past there at the bottom of the screen to start his flying lap. I think he's just gone straight off into the gravel at the top of Paddock Hill, pops back into the pits. Yeah, greasy conditions right on that transitional point where I think you can run slicks on a greasy track right up to a damp track, especially the midway through the damp track. So could see some varying qualifying times, drivers on different tyres potentially. Yeah, this could be an interesting qualifying session. Not sure what the weather's doing come race time. Slightly warmer this quali session than the previous quali session, 4 degrees warmer than it was. We had a 10 degree Q1, it's 14 degrees on track at the moment for the guys going round. First person to set a lap, I believe, will be the 24 car of Essa Racing. It's at the back of the track now, going through Westfield and dropping down through Dingley Dell. See Kingy coming through the bottom of the picture. So I'll put the controller back in my hand. Let's have a look. What is going on? Nope. So 24, Essa Racing into Clark Curve, complete his first flying lap, or is that valid? No, it should be alright. He does a 131.2, immediately bumped off of there by Fairy Fish, he does 129.6. I think Essa's totally convinced his car's running right, so he's popped back to the pits. As we see Jinx whipping through there with probably about a 130.8 ish. Kingy really slippy slidey into paddock there on the greasy track. He's popped back to the pits. 6 Gun Johnny on the way out to join the boys going round. This man quickest so far in the early stages of this qualifying. Only going to get wetter over the next 10 minutes by the look of it. My prediction for that would potentially Furry Fish could have already done this quali. The track is deteriorating, which I believe it is. I don't know anybody will go much quicker than that. Wayne puts the time up there, goes into 4th place with a 1:32.0. What else we got around? Is that coming down there? Is that King back straight? Nope. Number 7, a GTM Coupe, going to finish. I'll put his first flying lap up, or not. Oh, such a letdown. That must have been on a flying lap, or had an invalidation. Oh no, he does get a time there. Just a shade off of Fairy Fish's time, 10th behind. I think this is Gizmo. I can't see the numbers from back here. That'll be Johnny. Sorry, Steve Hull 666 is still in the pits. Yeah. That was Kingy gone through, so he's still building up the pace. Esser on an out lap, just starting up. Next car coming through, 170. Oh no, it was Ice Dude in 77. He's not up to pace yet. 778 goes through. Very Fish, he's still holding that pole. Nobody else quite ready yet. Who's going fastest? Furry Fish at the moment. When he comes back round, we'll jump on board and run a lap with him to see what it is like on the track. I'm really struggling to see these numbers. Furry Fish in the barrier, that's 6 gun Johnny going through Sheen with Wayne behind him. Dives off out the way. Wayne 1.3 seconds off the pace at the moment. Has he got any more this lap? Tiny bit of oversteer on the way through Clark there. Does he improve? He does, he improves. 6/10. So he's now 6/10 off the Furry Fish. Track is still greasy. No temperature change. Who popped up there? Kingy's gone a few seconds quicker. Seems to be still a bit unsure on his feet in the Porsche in the wet there. FreshSimRacing pops it up into first, so my prediction was wrong. The 128.3. Track is now damp, so we're getting right on the limit of what these dry tyres can manage. I don't think you could get down to a 128 on wets on a damp track. I think they just overheat too quickly. Fish still going around trying to. Who's he on track? So he's coming down Pilgrim's Drop. Can he find another second? That's a big gap as it just broke. That was a little bit of an issue there, that like into Sheen there between two cars. Not sure who that was. It's invalidated a couple of laps. Is that Wayne's just gone P2? So good little quality session there so far from Wayne. He's just pulled up and gone back to the pits. Very Fish, big lot of oversteer into Clark. Won't have helped his time. Is he going to improve? He does. He's now 6/10 off the back. Drops Wayne down into third. We've got nobody else on a lap at the moment. So I'll just jump on board here. Watch Furry Fish finish up this lap. Let's jump on here. Into Surtees. You might see the bumps I was talking about earlier as you come bumpy on the entry anyway. You get wide out on the exit. There's some big bumps there, but keeps it nice and tight on the exit. In the straight into Pilgrim's Drop, down the big hill. Come up this hard corner into fourth ones. There's a drop in the camber on the right with a bump. And you exit in Westfield, down the gear, snatch a bit of curve, take as much as you can on the exit, watching out in these wet conditions, dropping through Dingley Dale and up into Sheen, another bravery corner, take a bit of curve, run it right out wide, kept it nice and close in there, and he's catch a bit of curve into Sterling, just sends the car a little bit on a bit of rotation, and he's backed out the lap now. And stick with him because he's giving himself a bit of space and he's going to build this lap again. So I reckon he's got a 6/10 in him. Let's see what he does this lap. Come across the start finish line into Paddock Hill. Put it down 2 gears. Big hook of oversteer as the car unloads over the crest. And another big stopper into Druids, again bumpy on the entry. Trying to hug that apex nicely. He's a little bit up on his time. Nothing in it though. Dive out as that bit of curb on the entry to Grant, that catches me out all the time. He's a little bit too greedy on track width and you end up on that curb at the braking zone. I'm back into 30s and yeah, he's down as much as he needs to be up right now, so not enough doing this lap to Fairy Fish with the spitting feathers at a couple of those little mistakes there. Such a glorious track, Brands Hatch. Every corner. Little mini roller coaster going around. The elevation changes, the gradient, the cambers, the bumps, and the speed. It's just best place to be. I'll jump back off Fairy Fish here. He's giving a bit of a commentator's curse if we sit watching him too long. So. Pole at the moment, FreshSimRacing for the Kerno Motorsports. Doing the job they're paying him to do. In P1, say we're just running around with Fairy Fish there in P2, 6/10 off the back, and the second piston broke McLaren there of GTM Coupe, just a 10th behind his teammate in P3. So yeah, that's your top 3. Gizmo still within that second margin in P4, and then we've got a bit of a drop down to Wayne. So second and 1.2 seconds behind in the number 5 King Honey Motorsport Porsche. Then we've got Jinxie, other half of Kerno, in 6th, Kingy, the other Porsche. In 7th, Ice Dude from Chakalaka Motorsport in P8, and 6 Gun Johnny's running around in 9th. I don't think Steve is setting a lap. He's not going to have time to do a out lap and a flying lap now, so that's him done for the session, I think. Wayne is done for the session, and I believe Jinx is done for the session as well. So we have, I think that's the 778 Fairy Fish coming through Clark Curve now. Can he improve? Not this lap, he's got one more hit at it. So 2 cars coming through now. We've got 19 of Kingy just starting a flying lap. 178, oh no, it's the 77 of Ice Dude. He's on a flying lap. Let's just jump on with Kingy. Nice tuck into the apex of 30s there. Howling through Pilgrim's Drop up into Hawthorns. Oh, a little wide on apex. He pushes him wide out to the exit. He may have compromised a bit of corner speed there. I think Kingy will be happy if he can get up above Wayne here, because he's going to want those points back. Not sure how close the difference is now. I'm not good at quick maths. So last man on track that's going to set a time now is Kingy, and he does improve up to 6th. So there you go. That is your qualifying 2 session. FreshSimRacing takes pole with a 128.3. Very Fish in P2 and GTM Coupe. The two piston broke McLarens there in P2 and 3. You've got Gizmo in the independent McLaren P4. Wayne and King Honey Motorsports Porsche in 5th and 6th. And then you've got Jinx in the other half of Kona Motorsport in the Bentley in P7. Ice Dude in P8. 600 Johnny P9. Not sure why Hayes Hunter is still showing on there, but he's not with us at the moment. And Steve Hull, with no time set, rounds out the grid, and he'll be on P10 when we start. So I think we've got another few minutes before the race starts. Yeah, so there's another little 6-minute intermission intended to let the drivers go for a pee and get any food replenishments. You know, all these things race drivers need. I mean, Esther's probably gone for a pasty. I don't know what the other delicacies are of the locations of these drivers. I don't know where most of them live, to be honest. Rude, isn't it? Anyways, I'll leave you here for 5 minutes. I'm going to make a cup of tea for the next race and hopefully catch you back here. Right, we're back here. Formation up, about to start. Right, we're back here. Formation up, about to start. Checking my stream's working. Yeah, that's good. Right, so you see Six Gun Johnny there. Turn to the pits. Is that, I don't know who's gone back to the pits. Wayne's gone back to the pits. Interesting. What's happened with Wayne? I hope he's all right. Started feeling worse. So, best wishes to Wayne. Hope he's feeling good. He can get back and join on the back of this grid, or maybe start from the pits. But this is it, the final round, Season 2, FreshSimRacing British GT3 Championship here at Brands Hatch. And how many have we got left? Who made it to the end? We're only going to have eight or nine cars running around here in this last race. But, if you want to get involved for next season, follow the link on the YouTube. I'll make sure I post that after this race is finished, and check out our Discord. Come along, get involved in the races. We're more than welcome to boost our numbers and get in with these guys. And you see the level we've got. I mean, I don't think we're the fastest in the world, but definitely very, very quick lads. I know some of the times being put on PC are next level, but it does make me wonder about frame rates and things like that. How much that affects it. I mean, really, how much does it affect it? You hear talk of frame rate and ping times and all that sort of stuff making the difference, but you never really know, do you? It's always a bit of hearsay. So we shall see. Anyway, getting a bit close there through Sheen Corner. Everybody filtering up, trying to get into position as everybody merges into one car. Good old ghosting. Just to make sure nobody gets any damage pre-race. So filtering onto the Brabham Straight. Fully raring to go. See, everybody's keen. Not be able to change this camera just yet. We can do a better one though. So, final round. FreshSimRacing British GT3 here at Brands Hatch, getting ready to go, and we are green, green, green. Race is starting. We'll filter away through turn 1. Paddock Hill Bends. Gizmo and Essa get together into GTM Coupe. Gizmo's turn around all together. It's Jinx now in the lead with GTM. No, that's Ferry Fish and Kingy in P3. GTM Coupe Ice Dude P4 and 5. That looks like Steve Holes sneaked up into 6th there. So wow, dramatic start. Let's get these cars in the right order. So your race leader at the moment is Jinx, who, oh no, he's got a drive-through penalty. God, you can't even write it, can you? Shocker. So has Wayne got out onto track? Wayne has joined in at the back of the field, I think, but he's in 9th, so still in with a chance for this race. We know what he did last week at Donington. Ferry Fish really challenging Jinxie. I remember he's got his drive-through to go through. He's going to take it on this first lap. He doesn't. And Ice Dude chasing down. You can see there at the bottom of the screen. Car number 189, Jinxie, for a drive-through. He's got 2 laps to complete that drive-through, or he'll be penalised. May even be disqualified. Again, spaced out now.
I was Furry Fish, I wouldn't be challenging too hard at the moment because that P1's pretty much guaranteed now. Because Jinxie's going to have to serve that drive-through. I'm not sure what he did or what happened. A jump start or a illegal overtake perhaps, who knows, we'll find out. And Gizmo, Wayne now running round in 10th. I have a horrible feeling he put the wrong setup on the car or had to leave his rig temporarily. It's alright, head down Wayne, you can pull it back. No worries. Right. DTM Coupe now with a challenge. Looking close to Kingy. Into Clark Curve. Has he got enough down the Brabham Straight to push into paddock? Jinx has got that reminder on his screen as well, telling him to go for his drive-through, so he'll have to pit in the end of this lap. All these guys one place. Not sure how long the drive-through takes to complete. It's going to be, it's probably going to come back out with Wayne, I would imagine, so he's not going to be happy with that. With the pace he had this evening, he could quite easily have held on to that lead. So yeah, Jinxie won't be happy. Where's Essa? He's catching up with Ice Dude in P6. Gizmo circulating P8, quite a way off the back now, so frustration for Gizmo. I think they just got a little bit together going through Paddock Hill, and obviously unsettled the car there. You're in big trouble, and so's everybody behind you, so good job that they didn't get tangled up any more than they did, and then ultimately it was only those two that lost the position, so yeah, shame, but that's racing, that's what happens. And you can never predict these things. So anyway, Furry Fish running around in P1. Jinx has gone in to serve his drive-through. He's still in the pits at the moment. He's now rejoining, and he's come out in 8th, just ahead of Wayne. So yeah. So now this man needs to race Furry Fish. Again, he's got enough of a gap back to Kingy, 2.5 seconds, that if he just maintains pace and keeps consistency, he should be in with a shout for winning this one. 25 minutes left. No rain on the forecast, so it should stay nice and dry. Optimum conditions at the minute. So a little race brewing here with these three. Ice Dude in 77. Boom Shakalaka. A little bit on the grass and Dingley Dale takes a big chomp of the curb through Sheen. Good exit out there through Sterling. That's sticking a nose down the inside, just showing he's there, but all four of these cars now running real close. GTM Coupe looks for a move on Kingy, gets a bit close behind. I'm going to jump on board with Kingy here. It's Ice Dude looking for a move on GTM Coupe into Druids. He's down the inside. He's going to need to get that move done, because GTM Coupe gets a bit wonky into Graham Hill. A bit of contact. And he's lost out. That's allowed Kingy just to break away a little bit. But Ice Dude and Jinx, Ice Dude and Essa capitalising on that little fight there between the two. He's up into 4th now. developing down the road. Let me see, who's that? Gizmo on Steve Hull. Oh, he's already gone past him, so that's Gizmo up into 6th, I believe. Oh no, he's gone straight off at Sheen. A bit wide on the ground. I think he's got damage now. That's a shame for Gizmo. Not having a very good race here. So Control, delete and forget about that one, mate. Heavily damaged on the front end, pulling into the pits. So that's his shout over with. Still points to be had though, so you get it fixed and get back out. Should be alright. Get back onto this one. GTM a bit wide out the exit of Graham Hill. I think this is where your race could be brewing between these two, Esser and Kingy. 6/10. So we look at the billboard, that was helpful. Jump on board with Kingy here. And then we look back at the front end of this Bentley, chase him down. Saying that you can really see the camber. That Bentley just got a bit big then. You can watch the power down the Brabham Straight as the Bentley's got a toe and that big V8, and here it comes. Not looking to make a move this time, so it's just gathering information on what Kingy's doing, where he's driving, waiting for that opportunity. Nothing yet. You see GTM Coupe catching up a little. I think Ice Dude's lost a bit off the back there. Zessa now looking for a move up into Surtees. Still got his nose stuck on the inside. He's now alongside. They're coming down into Pilgrim's Drop. Zesa's still around the outside. He's done it round the outside into Hawthorns. You just had to back out a bit. That's let GTM Coupe catch up a bit. Just sit on board with these two. Sorry, just had the teenager interrupting. Yeah, so Esser's snuck past. He's now up into 2nd place. He's going to get a chase on down to Furry Fish, and GTM Coupe in the other piston broke now is going to be chasing down Kingy. So Porsches did well last week at Donington, don't seem to be faring too well here at Brands. Seems the McLaren's just got that little bit of an edge. Oh, that's wrong. Hang on a second. So we've got Wayne just as close to Jinx here. As Jinx runs a bit wide out of Graham Hill. So Wayne taking the racing line. Jinxie on a bit of a defensive line, that's compromised his exit. But like we're saying, that Bentley's got so much power on the straight, so all Wayne can do is to sit in his toe. Puff of dust from the inside. Jinxie's Bentley. Bounce it through the curbs down into Dingley Dell. And Wayne's looking. Still GTM Coupe's 2/10 behind. Let's check these guys through Sheen, nothing to be had there. GTM Coupe keeping Kingy honest at the moment. Has a little look up to Druids. Nothing there. This dude's neutralised on his own at the minute, so running around in 5th with damage on the front of his Porsche, so he'll be nursing on the back. So he's had a spin and a punt, or a trip to the Armco, but still running around there in 5th. GTM Coupe closer again. Wayne's still close on the back of Jinx. Nothing to be done up the back section. As he runs wide onto the grass, holds it all together. Only a couple tenths lost, but a little bit of a wake-up call for Wayne. And let's see if there's a challenge here down into paddock from the McLaren of GTM Coupe. Not close enough this lap. He's got a nice drive through and out of Paddock Hill there. Gets him up to Druids. Well, Kingy a little bit tardy on the exit to Graham Hill, just manages to keep it in front. Nothing, a bit of a stalemate these two at the minute, run round at the same time. Wayne's still trying to catch Jinxie up. Again, that Bentley pulling away on the power. It's not quite enough there. Jinx runs a little wide out of Hawthorns. Wayne's taking that nice close line. He's keeping it on the inside. He's keeping in the mirrors. He's saying, Jinxie, you make a mistake, mate. I'm coming past. Bit defensive from Jinx into clearways and Clark Curve. Wayne's got his nose there again, inside, outside, looking back to the inside. A halfway point. Jinx runs wide into paddock, this is it, there's an opportunity into Druids. Wayne gets on the brakes later, but he doesn't. Jinx covers it off and goes deep, that's it, Wayne's done it, he's into 3rd. Jinx is looking for a route back, exit of Graham, but I think he'll have to wait until outside of Surtees. There won't be any chance into Surtees, not against the Porsche. And maximise his exit to get that back. Wayne with a good run through Surtees, good drive out onto the straight. Good stuff, nice clean racing. Still got me little red thing over GTM Coupe there. We'll try and keep an eye on his time, see if he's getting closer, but both those races, oh, Jinx a bit too late on the brakes there, just runs it deep. Does everything to keep it out the back end of that Porsche, but so that's neutralised that one for a minute, so we'll just jump up with GTM Coupe because Gizmo, I think he's a lap down, but right up running with these boys. Car's all fixed up, they put a new front end on that McLaren. Yeah, GTM Coupe still hounding the back end of this, the other King Honey Motorsport Porsche. And they've done about 4 or 5 laps like this, so it is just GTM Coupe waiting for that mistake, and Kingy that hoping that GTM makes one. Moving closer now. Coming up to start lap 13 for these guys. And that McLaren with that good mid-corner speed, just hanging on to the back of the Porsche. Are we going to see a challenge into Paddock? He takes the inside, he's later on the brakes, forces Kingy out wide and does him on Paddock. So, all clean there, nothing to answer for from Kingy. And that's it, the move's done. So the McLaren there, GTM Coupe, just having that little bit extra where it was needed through Paddock. It's enough to push him up the hill into Druid, so now GTM Coupe takes that final podium. Very Fish still running around well. Nearly a 4-second advantage to FreshSimRacing, so been keeping his nose clean. Only a third of the way through the race now. He's doing well. What sort of lap times we're doing? He's hitting 125, seems fairly consistently. Good job, Very Fish. It was a good result so far. Just keep your head down and actually win. FreshSimRacing P2 comes across the line to start lap 14. Then we have these two, GTM Coupe and Kingy. And he's dropped a little bit back. He won't let him rest, you know. May have had the position, but they don't over yet. He'll want it back, he'll want that podium. Bit of a bad week last week for Kingy, so if you wanted to make amends. Next man, quite a way behind now. 20-second gap to fourth is Wayne, but considering he started from the pits, he's smashed it back up into fifth again. And Jinx is holding that gap, but hasn't moved much closer. Ice Dude very slow into Druids. More damage on the car. I was pulling up, and I think this Ice Dude is dead, out of fuel. Had enough. Went Steve Holt to 7th. Issues for Ice Dude. Fall back down the order. That's got Gizmo. I'll be up into 8th then. Yeah, this is taking a bit of time out of Fairy Fish now. Slowly gaining. That's running round doing 124.7 with his best. Last up was 125.3, so you can see he visibly gained. Excuse me. Yeah, visibly gained over the last lap and a half. Whether Fairy Fish has had a little incident or not, I'm not sure. I'm sort of spread out a bit now, the race has calmed down. I'm not sure we'll see much more movement now unless anybody makes a mistake. He says his GTM Coupe was having a bit of a off-road there. He's 2.5 seconds off of Kingy, so he's made that gap. Oops. see any other racing developing at the moment. Kingy. What's Kingy's best lap doing? Kingy's running around 1:26.27, so not his normal pace. But he may well have done enough to beat his teammate to P2 in the Drivers' Championship. We'll have to wait for results. Unfortunately, I won't be able to tell you on stream. So FreshSimRacing now 1.4 seconds behind Furry Fish, so there'll be sweaty palms in this McLaren at the moment. You're seeing the Bentley gaining and gaining. Like that scene in Monty Python where Lancelot runs up to the castle. Every time you look back, he's like the same distance away, but you're sure he's bigger. And all of a sudden, he's like there. He is. He's taken a tenth or so out every 100 yards. This will be your closest race, and coming into the dying section of this race, you've got 6 minutes left. Can Furry Fish hang on to this lead? If wins this race, that'll be 5 consecutive wins for the Cornishman. I imagine he wants that, but Furry Fish seems to have opened the taps a little bit more. He's held that gap for that lap, actually gained a little bit more. CS is a little more confident through paddock and coming up here into Druids. Oh, he's gained a chunk there. Bentley's good on the brakes, keeps that line in a bit closer. Really got on the power early out of Graham. I think he's going to have him on this corner. He's down the inside into Surtees, and S has got the move done, but Furry Fish right on the back on the way out. Try and hang into that toe. Just see the power of that Bentley. So yeah, new race leader FreshSimRacing, stealing that place away from Furry Fish. He'd hold on to that valiantly for most of the race. And S has gone wide into a gravel. Sterling's. Not Sterling, sorry, at Sheen. And Furry Fish back into the lead, FreshSimRacing behind, so 4 minutes now left to go. Another battle to be had. Can Essa get that gap back again? About I bet he can't believe his luck, Furry Fish. He just needs to given himself or been given another opportunity to win this. Anything else happening further down the grid? Let's have a look. Maybe closer. Where's Wayne at the moment? He's still running around in 5th, keeping that gap from Jinx. Kingy dropped quite a way back now, 5 seconds off GTM Coupe, so he's probably conceded to that 4th place. He's happy with that, or content with that rather. GTM looking for his P3, so that's pretty much solid. Got 3 minutes left now. But Furry Fish is the man under pressure again from championship leader FreshSimRacing. Very Fish a little bit of oversteer on the way out of Sterling's there. And obviously the big old Bentley chewing up Brabham Straight, spitting it out the back. I think he just caught a little grass on entry. Yeah, he has, and S has run wide on entry to paddock, so that's lost him a little bit of time. And again, deep into Druid, so S are trying to get as much performance out of his Bentley as he can to take this 5th win in a row. I think Very Fish might have done enough, so looking at timings, I reckon this will be the penultimate lap. We've got a car ahead there. I think that's the 666 of Steve Hull. He's a lap down, so we might see some blue flags. As they're just dropping slightly out of striking distance now. Very Fish is a second ahead, and that's Gizmo, I think. It's the lap car ahead. It is, so he'll be getting some blue flags waved. Get himself through Clark Curve and then hug the inside and stay out of the way. He does, yeah. Very Fish goes through, so here we go, starting in the last lap. The final round. It's Very Fish in the lead, FreshSimRacing in second. GTM Coupe in third. Kingy in fourth, Wayne in fifth. And the rest of them is... S has got one lap to make it count. Very Fish has got one lap to hold it together. Another little race brewing back there. Is that Jinxie trying to catch up with Wayne for one more lap? Wayne's done a valiant job holding that together. He started from the pits and made it up to 5th and held on to that for the last 10 minutes or so. Good job for Wayne. Oh, S is just within spitting distance. We come up to this final few corners now. Oh, he's giving it everything. Late on the brakes, and he's got a good charge there out of Sterling's. Looking for it up into Clearways, but such a hard corner to pass on through Clark onto the Brabham Straight. I think that's it. Very Fish has done it just enough to keep that first, but it's tight across the line. Good stuff. Epic race there. So Very Fish takes your race win, denying Esser his 5-win streak. It's amazing effort from Esser to get back from the back to the front again. It is P2, and we've got GTM Coupe just comes across the line in third, Kingy in fourth. Wayne coming through Sterling's there. To finish up his Jinx, we'll take a little bit more out of him. He's pushing hard into Clark. Another tight one between these two. But ultimately Wayne takes 5th. Good effort. Jinxie, commiserations mate with your drive through. I think you could have been on for a win there. So Jinxie takes 5th. Steve Hull, a good result there for Steve in 7th. Gizmo, again commiserations to him. A bit of a forget me round of that one for Gizmo. Ice Dude with a retirement in P8. And our 6 Gun Johnny doing some commentary on his channel in 10. So 9 drivers finishing, that's it. Final round. I'm pretty sure S has taken the Drivers' Championship there. I have to wait for points to come through, and it's going to be very tight between Kingy and Wayne for P2 and P3 of the championship. So find a way of letting you guys know that. All the information will be in the Discord for anybody who's interested. But I'm just going to go off quickly and try and speak to the chaps, so bear with me.
but I went less wide, I suppose.
Hello, everybody.
And Wayne, mammoth drive again, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that was awesome stuff, man. Tell me about
Just
your
couldn't
race,
reel you in.
I did actually press the save replay when I got by you because I was quite pleased with the overtake.
That was a good race, guys. Got you on stream at the moment.
So why did you move over? So why did you move over? What happened? What prompted you to move over there a couple laps before the end?
Mate, I took the corner too wide, got air, ended up going across on the grass, and just completely bulged it up.
Wow.
So, I was carrying, I'm not making excuses, but I was carrying like nearly 6 seconds worth of damage after the turn 1 incident, but well done to Fairyfish, great race.
So he drove his wheels off, dude, trying to stay in front of you. I mean, he drove like he was in sheer terror.
I was.
Well done to him.
He did, man. He was like looking over his shoulder, it's Jason, you know. Oh my god, it was hilarious. He was great job from you, man. It's just to hold on to that car. Look, he was all over the place, rough to hold on to it. He did a good job.
Cheers.
Hey, Furry Fish, man, I told you, what did I tell you the other day? If you're gonna beat this man, you had to get in front of him. Did I tell you that? There you go. How did you get in front of him? That's what I want to know.
He went wrong in the first corner, he caught the curb, caught some air. Which is unusual for that corner, I think. But hey ho. I nearly went off myself, I went wide and Jinx got ahead of me. And then it was Jinx and me into the first corner pretty much. It was like that for the
I was
first
out of position.
lap or two. Oh, you had to do a drive-through, did you?
Yeah, I was out of position because obviously Wayne missed the 30 seconds at the start. His car disappeared, and then I closed up on Paul as it was about to go green. So I was like, I completely balls myself up there. It was a real schoolboy error there.
So that's why you had to come into the pits.
Yeah, that's why I had to take the drive-through. Yeah.
I saw that drive through, and I wondered what happened to you because it came on late in the after the start, so it was interesting fun.
Yeah, I was out of position. It was completely my fault.
Yeah, that was crazy. But man, congratulations, man! You gotta be happy, dude. I mean, you were holding him off, boy. For real though, you were driving good, man. I mean, you were like looking in the shaking and quaking, boy. I tell you what, that was fun to watch.
I figured the only chance I had is if I drove flat out. Because I was hoping Adam would hold Etta up long enough to buy me some time.
Yeah.
So I was driving flat out, hoping I could get enough time, enough gap, which I didn't because Chris caught me in the end. But
yeah.
he drifted slightly wide and I got through. So that was tough.
What did you think when you saw him go off and the door opened? And you had another shot. You saw me, saw like Jesus at the door. Come on, Wayne. Probably come on, Fish. Come on in. He was coming hard, but what you gotta do, though, that's what I'm talking about. When he spun out right there toward the three corners before the end. I mean, he went up in the grass a little bit, and you kind of almost crashed yourself, and you got in front of him.
I went off to the grass myself.
Oh my God, that must have been heartbreaking.
I think we were pushing each other quite hard at that point.
That was a great fight, man. I watched the last 10 minutes of it. It was just awesome. So yeah, everybody else had a good fight, but I mean, this was just super intense, y'all guys. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoy that. Good stuff, man. Well done. I'm gonna run off here, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out, man, for allowing me to hang out. But I gotta go. I got some things. I'm working on my car right now, so I gotta get. I got.
Cheers, Johnny.
Cheers, Johnny.
Cheers, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Wayne, hope you feel better, buddy. So, yeah, man. Send you some warm tea. Oh, you got plenty of tea over there. All right, man. Guys, be careful, man. Be good, and we'll see y'all next week.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, man. All right, let me get out of here. All right, here we go. Guys, that was awesome stuff, man. Yeah, let me turn off the screen first. That might help, right? Just gonna disconnect. Yeah, I gotta go. Call it outside already. Night. Bye.
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 Yeah, good racing, boys. That was fun to watch. Nice evening. Congrats, Essa. I think that's your Drivers' Championship done. I think you got it. Who else we got? Kingy, Wayne. I don't know. That's going to be close between you two for P2 and P3.
Drivers' Championship.
Yeah.
My rough calculators here. It's got P1 with 288. I've got P2 with 221. Andy's got P3 with 216.
Ooh.
Adam's got P4 with 208, and Ice2's got P5 with 188.
There you
Managed
go.
to get any further yet.
Oh, nice one, Wayne. Thanks for that. That's
Well
good
done,
for.
Wayne, if you got that.
Yeah. Held on to it.
Yeah,
Showed
well
up.
done, mate.
Or-
I made it
or
even
driving
harder for
tonight.
myself by having to start from the bloody pit lane.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Tyres. I was like, oh, that's all I need. We had a bit of last minute King Honey Motorsport tyre pressure discussions,
Oh, right.
and decided to tweak mine up slightly, and I just missed the drive button by about a second, so it started me in the pit lane. So,
Oh,
God,
okay.
yeah, I saw you sat in the
Good
pit.
thing that where that start was.
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that there was a what happened there.
I think Essa and Gizmo got into it, didn't you? There was.
Gizmo got a mental start from fourth.
Yeah.
I saw him come in and I was actually looking in my rearview mirror
Yeah.
and missed my braking point.
Right.
So I went slightly wide, and as I was going around the corner, I just slightly tagged me in the rear end, and the car just fished
Yeah.
all over the place and went into
Yeah.
the gravel. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, mate, I'm waiting to apologise for that. That was just. That was
Oh, no worries.
Brands
No worries,
Brands
it's
Hatch,
fine.
Paddock Hill Bend. It's it happens to everyone, I think.
Recovery drive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, it was nice to watch. It's good racing tonight. It's very enjoyable to watch. So yeah, thank you all, boys. That was a nice final round. So I'll be looking forward to doing. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to doing that
Yeah, cheers,
next
Sam.
season. That's no problem at all. It's been,
Cheers for
been
that, Sam.
good.
Enjoy watching yours back, mate. That's really good.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
I'll
make sure
give it a
you
watch over the
give it a thumbs up and all that.
weekend,
John.
probably.
Yeah, we could watch back.
Yeah, cool.
I might not watch the second race back. That was a disaster.
So yeah.
Only watch the ones you do well in, yeah.
I'd like to see Turn 1 again, but yeah, other than that, it was shit.
Congrats
Can
to
I
all you
just say,
boys.
I didn't get the chance to in an interview, but I just wanted to say congratulations to Essa, because he's been absolutely mental in this championship, and we've all got a lot of work to do, man, to get back on par.
Probably need to handicap him.
I also want to say well done to Andy for winning that race. It's so hard, man, to win races on a Friday these days, and we've had a few winners this season. Yeah, so like well done to him, and well done to Wayne as well. P2 on the championship. That's a really big jump, man. Like the
Yeah.
consistency this year has been brilliant. So
You
well
earned
done,
that
Wayne.
tonight, mate.
Yeah.
You earned that.
Yeah, it's just a shame I
definitely earned it.
couldn't have been here streaming for you guys from the start, because it's been a sort of up and down season all the way through. So I've been watching the points on the Discord, and I've been sort of involved in the background. But nah, it's good stuff. So I'll be here for you for next season. Keep them all up to date. Might even do a couple. Well, I don't know yet, because I'm enjoying doing the streaming, but I think I got some pace. I was driving Mercedes the other day, and I was enjoying that. So yeah, I don't know
He
yet.
was 5 round brands the other day when he was on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Monday.
I'm still not sold on it yet. We'll see. Give me another couple of weeks. But no.
Yeah, that's.
You'll find this game suddenly just clicks with you.
Yeah.
And you'll find pain all of a sudden.
Especially if you're liking Mercedes, that might work for you.
Yeah. Well, if we can find somebody to do streaming properly, then I might jump back in the car. But we'll see. But no, appreciate that. Thanks for tonight, guys. It's been fun. And I'll catch up with you guys when I do. So I'll get this one wrapped up. Yeah. Cheers all.
See you all later.
I just say to everyone, all you guys in the Porsches, proper well done, guys. Seriously, I don't care what anybody says. Those are the hardest cars.
The hardest, yeah.
To race quick.
For sure.
They're great fun to drive, though,
Drive
I
the skin
think.
off them.
Yeah,
Yeah, echo what Essa is saying there. The Porsches, definitely hats off to them. But finish this one up tonight. You've got Essa Racing as your drivers' champion. I think King Honey Motorsport Porsche won the constructors there. You had Wayne's rough calculations on the top 5. I think it was Essa Racing. Wayne in second. Furry Fish takes you third. What was it? Ice Dude in fourth, and Kingy in fourth, and Ice Dude in fifth. It's your provisional drivers' championship. So yeah, that's us. That's FreshSimRacing British GT Championship Season 2, all done and dusted. I think we've got a couple of
fun events coming up over the next couple of weeks before Christmas. Not due to start another season, I don't think, before the Christmas break, but watch this space. If you like what you've seen tonight, smash that like button, subscribe if you want to. If you I invite you to subscribe, obviously no pressure. It's yeah, we'll be looking to get some streams going back when this season starts proper in the next few weeks. So thanks to all for joining us here at FreshSimRacing. Hope to see you on the other side, and we'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.